So many people will often try to tell you that their YouTube channel is the greatest YouTube channel that has ever been created. Now, there's no denial ever coming from me that I always wanted to go down in history for being the greatest YouTube content creator of all time. I had no idea how I would ever do it and how well received my videos would go on to become by so many wonderful people, but it happened because of the niche of Descendants of Zombies. Because ever since falling down through that proverbial rabbit hole, I feel like I've been a part of this for forever. And I've been on this truly unforgettable journey because of you, because I got to share in something so special with all of you. The one thing I've forever known about the fans of Descendants of Zombies is they are incredibly supportive of you for the person that you are, because all you ever have to be for them is yourself. I could be one of these idiots who record videos about Descendants of Zombies who tell you this is going to happen or that's going to happen and say that my YouTube channel is the greatest Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel that's ever been created. Or I could simply just choose to tell you stories about how my mom bought me all this Mickey Mouse merch, all this Winnie the Pooh merch, that I proudly had on display in every video that I ever would go on to record because she believed that I would go on to offer something so special to this world. Perhaps give you something special to believe in and hold on to. Stories when it comes to Nova and Victor. Stories when it comes to Zed and Addison, because for over 7 years Zed and Addison held a very special place in our heart, which eventually became the story about Nova and Victor after seeing each other in a reoccurring dream. And that's one of the most beautiful things about life, how you dream about somebody and then you finally have the chance to meet them. This happens every day. It's never written for just the purpose of a story. It happens every single day. While people may never admit to you guys that they see ghosts or see people in dreams, I can assure you it happens every single day. All you really have to do is think hard enough to believe it, and you yourself will become a believer in this kind of thing. I've lived here on this island for over 30 years, and ever since living on this island, I've heard so many legendary stories about ghosts, thousands of them, stories about fairies, stories about pirates, stories about ghosts, stories about people going missing all the time when they're off in the woods berry picking, people who get lost in the fog. I've heard countless stories about all kinds of different encounters with aliens, and but that's what made life so fun for me living, is that you never know what you're going to hear next or what you're going to have the chance to experience. I myself, when I was 13 years old, used to believe that I always had a chance of being beamed up by aliens or being involved in a zombie apocalypse. But that's what allowed me to bring every video that I would go on to create so special for so many wonderful people. All I ever wanted to do was touch your hearts, and I wanted to resonate with you through the stories I shared, because I thought people like Meg Donnelly and Kylie Cantrell were some of the strongest people I had ever seen in my life, because of everything they had to endure, everything they went through, both professionally and personally, with the relationships, with how people felt about them, offering them so much criticism. I wanted to take that away. I wanted to do something about that, but I knew I could never do it alone. So I had to get your guys' help. I had to reach out to you guys and say, hey, we're going to take away the criticism. We're going to put some sunshine into everybody's life, and we're going to give them something special to believe in. And lo and behold, we did, because we came together and we created something so special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, and we gave them something to believe in, a trusted voice, and we gave them something to hold on to as we make our way into what indeed is a very unpredictable future, because for many of us, we never seem to know what that future has in store. And that can be quite difficult for a lot of people, and oftentimes very scary, to never know what the futures for Descendants of Zombies, in our case, has in store for many of us. Because I think that a lot of us have a fear that we're going to have to say goodbye to these franchises ever before they get off the ground, ever before they make something special of themselves. But I can assure you that I'm here to ensure the legacies of your favorite stars, and that's why you're here. Many of you are trying to figure out your purpose in this world, in this life, and figure out your place in the world. And you will eventually do that, because you're still so relatively young and you still have a long way to go. But Descendants of Zombies is helping you figure that out. It's painting a bigger picture for you. And I felt more than honored to be a part of that. To have lent my voice to this soundtrack, I've had the chance to meet so many incredible people. And I still have my work cut out for me, because I still have so many incredible people to meet and share the stories about Nova and Victor and tell you guys what I think. And what I think is simply this: we are in store for a beautiful future, and if you've ever wanted anything to believe in, I think you should continue on believing in Descendants of Zombies, because it's going to be something special for all of us. Now, I know there are people out there that will forever say that their content and their reviews of Descendants of Zombies, their Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel, is the best that's ever been created, and they are the greatest content creator of all time. We've heard it from virtually every single one of them. I know many of them. But I've always wanted, there's no secret coming from me, that I've always always wanted every fan of Descendants of Zombies to subscribe here because they would see something special in every video that I would go on to create, which eventually became thousands of videos about Descendants of Zombies, reviews of characters, character breakdowns, storyline reviews, predictions and theories, reaction videos, because I recorded reaction videos and commentaries. I love recording videos about Descendants of Zombies and being a part of these franchises. I would have loved to have physically become a part of these franchises and been a part of it as a creative writer or a director or even a character for you guys, because when it comes to bringing characters to life and applying character traits, I've somewhat mastered that, and I've just seen a greater appreciation in using your voice to bring characters to life animatedly or, in live actions, because I think that when you can be a Prince Charming for somebody or you can be everybody's favorite action hero, there's value seen in that. That's why you guys always took something special away from Freya Sky. That's why you always saw something special at Malachi Barton. Not only because they could bring these characters to life, but because they meant so much to each other. And because they meant so much to each other, you guys saw value in that. You found time in appreciating that. You wished on times that you could have a friend that you could tell everything to, that would have been there for you every step of the way. Many of us do have that friend, but oftentimes people struggle with that all the time because they're trying to find acceptance along with finding a dedicated friend that will forever and always remain with them. But trust me, guys, everybody does have a light, and everybody does eventually find it. I know we see a lot of ourselves in these characters. We saw it in Zed and Addison. We're seeing it in Nova and Victor now, and we think about situations that we're going through with our relationships, with our friendships with people, how we often sometimes feel misunderstood. I think that there are so many people who have presented a lot of cultural diversity with Descendants of Zombies, a lot of indifference, and I think that that's what makes these franchises so special, because we never saw that with High School Musical. We may have never seen that with Hannah Montana. But this whole experience has been brought to life for me as a Disney reviewer because of all of you. Because I am far from a critic. If you're wondering, I am far from a critic. And you're always going to hear something from me, from my perspective and how I choose to look at it, that is really nice about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars. And while I can't make a lot of promises to you guys, that is one promise that I will fulfill for all of you, that I will always have something nice to say about people who have been long forgotten from Descendants of Zombies on times, and people who have often seen their fair share of criticism. One of them being Meg Donnelly, who a lot of people never really wanted to give much of a chance to. She was a beautiful girl. I mean, Meg Donnelly was first introduced to us in 2018, late 2017, when they were first promoting zombies, and I remember being over at my sister's house celebrating Hanukkah. And no, I didn't light candles and sit on the floor and do the whole Jewish thing. But I remember watching zombies for the first time during Jewish Hanukkah, and I remember being so captivated by how Meg Donnelly brought this character to life and how she just wanted to be a part of something special. I said, this girl has it. She has that something special to offer to everybody. She's going to offer so much inspiration, and how she sang songs like Someday and This Is Going to Be My Year really set her off. And it really catapulted her to superstardom. She's a part of this new musical called Ropeback Mountain. Mila Manheim came out recently to support her, and then again their friendship from Zombies was put on display. I think every single time you have a chance to put your friendships with people on display and show the world how much they mean to you, that's what means the world to me as a reviewer, is when you have the chance to say something nice about the people you work with and say something nice about things you see. And I've seen a lot of people come that much closer together because of Descendants of Zombies, and that's what I wanted to keep intact. These friendships that are forming because of Descendants of Zombies. You yourself probably have a best friend that you became friends with over Descendants of Zombies. A slumber party, a birthday party, how you discussed things about Descendants of Zombies and offered each other your predictions about what you think is going to happen next. Because here's the reality we're faced with. Nobody really knows what's going to happen next in Zombies. All we have to do is hold on to what we believe in. We never have to trust in critics or reviewers and what they think. You guys have never wanted to never had to trust in what I've had to say about Descendants of Zombies, but you did. But the thing is that's made this YouTube channel so special is that so many people have taken so many unbelievable moments away from what we created together. Because I never woke up one morning wearing my Mickey Mouse slippers and said, hey, I'm going to create a Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel for everybody and it's going to explode in popularity. It happened because indeed a guy woke up wearing his Mickey Mouse pajamas and slippers and said, hey, I'm going to create a Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel for everybody and it's going to become the greatest of all time. It happened because I took a chance on Descendants and Zombies and you guys saw something special in what I would go on to create. And that meant the world to me, that you guys took a chance on somebody who indeed wears Mickey Mouse slippers every morning and drinks his tea out of a Mickey Mouse tea mug every morning, that you guys often have seen me do on these videos. I do it because it helps me bring this show to life, and it gives more people something to believe in than perhaps ever before. Because if you ask me if I think Zombies 5 and Descendants 5 is going to be something special, sure I do. I think the music is going to be beautiful. We're going to hear Red have her first ever ballad, which is something I'm really excited about after hearing Dove Cameron's initial ballad. It was called If Only. Many of you have never forgotten it. And many of you have given that music video, I think, over 1.5 million likes. 1.5 million likes. When you really think about that, 1.5 million likes really goes the distance, and it helps people like Dove Cameron become superstars. Maybe overnight, but superstars nonetheless. You know, I've always wanted to leave behind legacies for everybody, and I think that I'm going to be able to do that at least for your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, while I may never know and be in doubt forever if I'm ever going to leave behind a legacy. I like to believe that you guys will help with that, and you will subscribe here, because my greatest wish has always been for every fan of Descendants of Zombies to subscribe here, because I always had something nice to say about your favorite stars, because God knows I saw something special in Freya. I always saw something special in Kylie, and I wanted Kylie to know that I loved her so much, man, and I would forever and always have her back. But there's one thing that I always wanted Kylie to know, is that I loved her with all of my heart, and I indeed saw something special in her, and I always will from the day now until the day that I die. I will die a Kylie Control fan and supporter, like many of you will. You probably never will admit to it, but you guys love Kylie with all of your heart. No matter how much criticism she receives all the time, you guys love her with all of your heart, and that's what matters. It never comes down to what a critic or a journalist feels about Descendants of Zombies and what they tell you they think is going to happen. What it comes down to is your predictions that you've made about mermaids and sirens and witches and everything else thrown in there, and how you guys have always wanted Jonathan Clarke to jump inside of a vortex and, you know, blow everything up. That's what, and you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, would you really jump inside of a vortex for me because I think zombies is cool? If you're wanting an answer to that question, sure I would. Because you know why I do it? I do it because it would give me a chance to put a smile on your face and make you watch zombies 1,000 times over. I think you guys have deserved dedicated voices, dedicated personalities to bring this to life forever. Because my issue with this is we've seen so many people come in and out of it, and you guys have always loved them. You've loved people like Mitchell Hope. You've loved people like Malachi Barton with all of your hearts. Alexander Bird with all of your hearts. And because you've loved them so much, all they've ever done is pretty much turn around and say goodbye to you. And I think that what we need are dedicated people to be a part of these franchises, because you indeed have loved them with all of your heart. No matter if I had the chance to be a creative writer or a creative director or an actor in Zombies and Descendants, you can rest assured that I'd stay there for forever, and I'd always come back to reprise my roles, because there's just something special in coming back to reprise the roles. Now the thing is, no doubt, these stars have had a special place in their hearts for a lot of you, but the thing is, too many of them say goodbye. I don't know if it's because Disney realizes they've reached their maximum potential, and it's time for them to move on, and for the franchises that we've loved for forever to move on, because to be honest with you guys, I've never wanted to say goodbye to Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky. I've never wanted to imagine the Worlds Collide tour without them, but it's happening. But with it not happening with them, it's opening up the door for new stars to introduce themselves to us. And we can find time in appreciating that. We don't have to criticize the tour and say, nobody's going to go. If you want to get serious, nobody's going to WrestleMania this year either, because WrestleMania tickets now are 25% off. And why do you think WrestleMania tickets are 25% off? Because nobody likes wrestling like they did 30 years ago. But everybody loves Descendants of Zombies. Descendants of Zombies is guaranteed to sell out, while WrestleMania will never sell out, because I've been involved with the wrestling industry forever and I know that. Descendants of Zombies will forever sell out no matter who is involved with it, because of how much you guys believe in it. And as long as you hold on to that belief that this is going to be something special, then that not only gives yourself something special to believe in, but it gives everybody else out there who may be a fan something special to believe in as well. Go to the Worlds Collide Tour, guys. Have the time of your life. Come back and tell me about it in the comments. Tell me how excited you were to be a part of it, because it is going to be something special. And with people like Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker having previously been on the bill for this one, and new stars being on the upcoming bill, such as Liamani Segura and Keanu Romero and Malachi Burton, which I believe is one of the only originals returning, this is going to be special too. because it's going to give even more people something special to believe in and forever and always hold on to. And if you're somebody who just wants something special to believe in and hold on to for the upcoming futures of such projects as the Worlds Collide Tour, Descendants 5, Zombies 5, then I think you should continue on following your passions, because that's the greatest gift you could give me as a content creator, because it truly makes everything I've done for over 25 years so worth it. Thank you so much for always having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel forever and always. Having said that, I will be back just after sunset tonight with a brand new video which you guys can watch to drop here on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you've shown this YouTube channel and always had forever and always within your hearts. Thank you so much for having this YouTube channel forever and always be so special to so many wonderful people.